their actions that they were on his side and would not quickly be joining opposers in reviling him. This was the situation with a certain man who expelled demons on the basis of Jesus' name, evidently having been empowered by God to do so. John and others concluded that this man should be stopped, as he was not accompanying them. But Jesus said, "Do not try to prevent him, for there is no one that will do a powerful work on the basis of my name that will quickly be able to revile, literally, speak badly of me." Mr. 9. 38-40. At the time Jesus made this statement, the Jewish congregation still had divine recognition and the establishment of the Christian congregation was yet future. Compare Mount 16. 18. 18. 15-17. Also, Jesus did not require that all believers follow him bodily. Mr. 5. 18-20. Therefore, the performance of powerful works by Jew, one of God's covenant people, on the basis of Jesus' name would have been a proof that this man had divine favor. However, as soon as the Christian congregation was established, individuals desiring God's favor had to be associated with it as faithful followers of Jesus Christ. Compare Act 2. 40-41. The mere performance of powerful works on the basis of Jesus' name would no longer be an evidence of a person's being on the side of Jesus Christ, nor would it guarantee that such a one would not be guilty of reviling God's Son. Mount 7. 21-23. See abusive speech. Blasphemy. Rezeph. A place cited in Sennacherib's message to King Hezekiah boasting that Assyrian kings had ruined various nations. 2K 19. 8-12. Issa 37. 12. Rezeph's exact location is not known, several places having had this name. One such site, thought by some to have been part of an ancient district, is identified with modern Rusafeh, located W of the Euphrates about 145 kilometers 90 miles of modern Haran. It is thus in the vicinity of the suggested site of Gozan, with which Rezeph is mentioned. Rezin. 1. King of Syria who reigned in Damascus during parts of the reigns of King Jotham 777,762 BCE of Judah and his son King Ahaz whose reign ended in 746 BCE. Evidently near the end of Jotham's reign, Rezin o textoi acute miritra longo, Rib 803 Rezin Rezon probably, high official. A resister of King Solomon. This son of Eliada had been in the service of Hadadezer the king of Zobah, from whom David took over Damascus. Rezin abandoned Hadadezer, however, and organized a marauder band. At some undisclosed time Rezin himself took up reigning over Syria from Damascus, and especially from the time of Solomon's apostasy to the end of his reign, Rezin gave vent to his abhorrence of Israel. 1K 11. 23-25. 1Ch 18. 3-6 If, as some suggest, he was the person called Hezion at 1 Kings 15. 18. This would make him founder of the Syrian dynasty that had extensive dealings with Israel. Regium Rhegi Middle. A city in southern Italy today called Reggio or Reggio di Calabria. The ship on which the Apostle Paul was traveling as a prisoner made a stop at Regium when he was on his way to appear before Caesar in Rome, about the year 59 CE. Regium is situated on the Strait of Messina, which separates Italy and Sicily. Just ahead of Regium the ship on which Paul was traveling would have had to navigate past the promontory Sila on the Italian side of the strait and the whirlpool Charybdis on the Sicilian side, both considered hazardous by ancient mariners. A day after their arrival at Regium wind sprang up and this moved them safely through the strait and NNW to Puteoli. Act 28. 13. Reza Isa. Son, that is, descendant, of Zerubbabel and ancestor of Jesus Christ. Luke 3. 23-27. Rhoda or possibly, Rose. A member of the Christian congregation in Jerusalem at the time of the Apostle Peter's miraculous release from prison in about 44 CE. Rhoda was a servant girl, presumably in the household of Mark's mother Mary. At least she was one of those who spent the night there praying for Peter. Answering a knock at the door of the gateway, and recognizing Peter's voice, Rhoda was so overcome with joy that, instead of letting him in, she ran back inside to tell the others. "You are mad," they said, but she continued insisting. All the while Peter kept knocking until they finally let him in. Act 12. 3, 5, 12-16. Rhodes Rose. an island off the corner of Turkey and one of the largest in the Aegean Sea, measuring about 75 kilometers long by 35 kilometers wide, 47 by 22 mi. Its capital city also is called Rhodes. A ship on which Paul was traveling came from Costa Rhodes near the close of the Apostles' third missionary journey in about 56 CE 21. 1. Rhodes, because of its strategic location and good harbors, was prominent as a trading center early in its history. However, it appears that in time the city of Rhodes itself became more noted as a cultural center. The Colossus of Rhodes, a bronze statue of the sun god Helios, stood near the harbor of the city of Rhodes. Considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, it is said to have been some 70 cubits 31 meters 102 feet high. Though it was not standing in Paul's day, having been toppled by an earthquake in the 3rd century BCE, enormous fragments of the Colossus did exist well into the Common Era. The idea that the statue straddled the entrance to the